Hey everyone, welcome back to 996 The Howl. I'm a sucker for tier lists. This season, the off season seems like it's never going to end. I saw this template on Reddit, so I thought, why not just go for it? Brush up on my general hockey knowledge. Obviously, I focus only on the Utah Mammoth, but let's see. I got to get familiar with the rest of the NHL. If you didn't know, I partnered with Old City Sports Network, so you might see me on some general hockey podcasts here and there, but let's just jump right into it here. We got President's Trophy, only one team in this tier, obviously, and then you could read the rest here down on your left. For President's Trophy, I think it's between, coincidentally, the teams that were involved in the Mikko Rantanen trade. So I don't know whether to put Dallas or Carolina. I feel like a full season with Rantanen, Dallas would be deadly. Rantanen had a not rough season on the ice productively, but just changing teams, an unexpected trade from the Avalanche to Dallas kind of ruined his routine. He didn't want to be in Carolina, then gets traded again to Dallas. So I think a full off season, being calm, comfortable, focusing on Dallas, Dallas will be deadly, and they are one of the better teams in the West. Carolina, like I said, they got full season of Stankoven from that Rantanen trade. They got Ehlers. Who else did they get? Miller from the Rangers. They did lose Burns and Morrow. But their goaltending is a little bit suspect with Kochetkov and Frederick Anderson, who seems like he's always injured. But honestly, I'm gonna have to give it to Carolina because I feel like the East is really weak this year. I feel like I'm foreshadowing. I think all the lottery teams, most of them will be from the East, like Boston, Pittsburgh. I'll just leave the those two for now, but for sure, I think the East will be easier competition for Carolina than Dallas in the West, where the West, are people really tanking? San Jose, Chicago, they want to improve. They want to start competing. So I'm not sure yet who in the West is going to tank, but for sure, I feel like the East is easier competitively. The rest of the division winners from each division, we'll start with the Atlantic. I'm going to go with Tampa. I feel like they got to get back to their ways. Like it's been two pretty unfortunate, underwhelming seasons for Tampa. I felt last year when they got Gensel and they got Connor Geeky, they lost Sergachev last offseason, but I feel like they got to get back to greatness. I feel Florida, 3 cup finals in a row, 2 cups. They're going to be hungover, back to back hangovers. And the way they partied this most recent hangover, I feel like Tampa's going to slide in and get back to number one. Like in the Atlantic, the Leafs will obviously compete for that title. But I feel like losing Marner, it's going to be a bit of a wait and see approach for the Leafs, but I feel like Tampa, I feel like they got just like 1 or 2 more cracks at it. So I do feel like Tampa, they'll resurge and get back to number one, probably due to Florida being hungover from all those cup final appearances. So now we got the Central. Well, I already got the Central there with Dallas. So it's the Pacific. Obviously, it's always going to be between Edmonton and Vegas. I feel like Edmonton lost a lot of depth. They lost Arvidsson, Evander Kane, Brown, Skinner, Klingberg. That's a lot. Who are they at? Howard and Mangiapane. So I'm gonna go with Vegas. They got Marner. Um, you know, they want to win, and they'll do whatever they need to do to win. They still got Eichel too. So Eichel, Marner, you got William Karlsson, Stone still there. Aiden Hill is the starter there. Well, he won a cup, so you can't really bash him. But I feel comfortable with Vegas there at number 4. But I feel like they'll be above Tampa and below Dallas, and then Carolina would win President. So rest of the top 10. Okay, 5 to 10. It is really hard to do on the fly. Am I gonna put Utah there? No, I won't put them there. I feel like Toronto would obviously be in the top 10. I'll rearrange the order here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think the Leafs will be fifth, but we'll put him there for top 10. McDavid, you can't count out McDavid in the regular season. Regular season merchants, eh? Him and Draisaitl. No, they're good in the playoffs as well. Just they got to fix their goaltending. Like, what do you do? Everyone knows you got to fix goaltending, and they just don't do it. Like they should have got Darcy Kemper when he was a free agent after that Avalanche Stanley Cup win. Who else would I put top 10 here? I feel like a healthy New Jersey is pretty deadly. They missed the playoffs last year due to Jack Hughes being injured, But who did they add here? Dadonov, Connor Brown from Edmonton, Bordalo from San Jose, and they only lost Eric Holla. They re-signed Jake Allen. Well, Markstrom's their goalie. Wasn't he injured too last year? I feel like New Jersey, very underrated if they're healthy. Obviously, the Avalanche, yeah, playing the Avalanche there. Would they be above New Jersey? No, I feel like a healthy New Jersey is like probably fifth in the league, to be honest. Put the Avalanche over the Leafs. The Leafs, I'll put Edmonton over the Leafs as well. So that's five, six, seven, eight. Two more in the top 10. Who would we do here? LA. I'm looking at LA a lot. Maybe someone from the Central. Winnipeg. I don't trust Winnipeg at all. Washington won the President's Trophy. I feel like that was last season they did. I feel like that was all luck though. But I put Winnipeg. I'm gonna put LA. They're gonna be number 10, so I need a number 9. Maybe Winnipeg or Washington, one of those. I really don't trust Winnipeg. They lost to Ehlers, Appleton. They added Nyquist. No, no chance. Florida. Okay. There it is. There it is. Florida rounds out the top 10. So one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got 10. That seems good. Seems like a good top 10. Who would you disagree with? I have no idea. Maybe Boston and Pittsburgh fans already clicked off the video. So for playoff teams, obviously, come on here. They add Tanev, Schmidt, Paterka. They got goalie insurance and Vanacek. They got the Russians, the rookie Russians in Simashev and Boot. They're doing it this year. They won't be number 11, but I'm just putting Utah there just to not, well, I won't forget about them, but they're there. They're in the playoffs. Who else is going to be in the playoffs? Now it gets tricky because you need 8 East teams and you need 8 West teams. So I gotta figure this out here. Montreal made the playoffs last season. Maybe a bit of luck. I feel like the East really wasn't competitive for that last playoff spot last season. Ottawa, yeah, Ottawa I think will return to the playoffs. They'll be above Utah. I feel like Utah, Ottawa, Montreal, Detroit, maybe Columbus, they're all like together here. Obviously, Washington. I don't think they'll go from President's Trophy to missing the playoffs. So I'll put them at the top here. Maybe they're the top 11. Maybe they're the 11th in the standings. Washington. Was Winnipeg. Yeah, they'll be a playoff team, probably above Utah as well. Unfortunately, even though I really don't think so. But just to play it safe, I'll put Washington ahead of Utah. So how many East do we got? We got one, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. So I need one more East. Is it going to be Detroit, Montreal, not Rangers? Oh boy, Detroit or Montreal? I feel like Detroit. They got Gibson. They did it. They solved their goaltending issues, and they got Appleton and JVR, some good depth. They only lost Tarasenko, who wasn't doing well. Sorry to my Montreal fans. They'll be there though. They'll be number 17. So what about my West? I got one, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. One more West. Vancouver. Oh, they got a new coach. They lost a lot, didn't they? Joshua, Sealofs, Paya Suter, and they only lost Kane. St. Louis didn't do much. Added Bukestad and Paya Suter. Hmm. Paya Suter might do well for St. Louis. Yeah, I'll put St. Louis above Utah here. Like Utah would be a wild card team. So yeah, those are your playoff teams. Who's weird here? Well, obviously Utah and Detroit. And Detroit. I think Ottawa will get back to the playoffs, even though they lost Forsberg. But they added Spence from LA, added Eller, and Kurashev from Chicago. I feel like this is fine. Obviously, people won't probably choose Utah and Detroit. Bubble will put Montreal as number 17. Who else would be a bubble here? Obvious. Oh, Minnesota. Oh, yeah, I mean, I gotta choose Utah over Minnesota. Would I choose Minnesota over St. Louis though? Hmm. I'll keep it. I'll keep it. I'm not gonna back down. Okay, Rangers, would they be bubble? I'll put Vancouver would be a bubble team. Um, Buffalo, Hessel Ring and Dome, but they lost Paterka. they'll be better defense. I feel like Buffalo will have a better team season this year. It's just losing Paterka, losing that offense, but they'll be better defensively. It's gonna take a year to really transition into finally being a bubble or playoff team. Same with Anaheim. They're gonna get a new coach in Quenneville. They got Kreider and Granlund. That's great. They lost Zegras and Gibson. I feel like Anaheim is gonna have another like Buffalo year to just learn, and then next year they'll be right there as a playoff or bubble team. But they're not mid. I'm gonna put Anaheim here. And then Columbus. I don't know what about Columbus, man. They're so random, as the Utah fan says that. They added Coyle and Miles Wood, lost JVR. They kind of stay the same. The goalie kind of is rough. So maybe they'll be back to mid, but 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. No, but I'll do this. Yeah. There's no way the Rangers are going to be 22nd or less. Who did they add, the Rangers? Morrow from Carolina, Gavrikov. Not bad. And they still got a great goalie in Shesterkin. So mid teams, I mean, mid is all about Seattle. Seattle is like the prototypical mid team. Calgary, they didn't do much, but they still have Wolf as their goaltender, which could just steal games. And Calgary should not have been where they were last year. So maybe it starts to fall off with them. So that's 22, 23, 24. And Nashville and Philly, new coach, Rick Tocchet. What else did Philly do? They added Zegras, Dvorak, Vladar. That's some nice depth. Lottery, it's 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. One more mid team. I'll do Buffalo. I feel like San Jose is not. Well, I'll put them as 28th. That's an improvement, right? For sure. Islanders, they had a great draft, probably one of the best draft teams this most recent draft, but they're not going to be playing this season. So I'll put them below Boston. Do they add anyone? Heineman and Drouin, but they lost Dobson. Ooh, I didn't mention that about Montreal. Huh. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. I'm allowed to do it. It's my video. Chicago's not going to be last, but they didn't add much. They're such a weird team. They added Burakovsky and just lost Kurashev. Goaltending is rough. Defense is rough. I won't. I'll put them. Oh man, are they going to be bottom two again? They can't. Dard would just like leave. And it's like a contract year for Bardard, isn't it? He's coming up on his 3 years. Maybe they'll be here ahead of Boston. That's it. Who do you disagree with? I think the only question marks are Utah making the playoffs. Montreal, they made the playoff last year. They added Dobson. They're going to have a full season of Demidov. So yeah, I'll put them over Detroit to make it in the East. But I feel like this is a great prediction list. Am I too biased in my list? Do I love myself a little bit too much? I think this is great. What do you guys think? What are your predictions? But is Utah going to make the playoffs? I think so. I think it's time. That's their expectation is to make the playoffs. Clayton Keller's been saying it during the offseason at a recent fan event that that's their expectation and they just got to go for it and work for it. They got the veteran depth. They got the insurance in every position in case of injuries. So I think it is time for this organization to take the next step. I'm happy with this. So I'm just going to leave it. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, spread the word. And as always, thank you for your support.